Here we go. Okay, I'm a little tired, sorry. Started my 2-day workouts again. And, well, I'm tired. So I'm also, right now, having a little bit of lunch, so. I won't eat. That's gross. Eating on the camera. Okay, so here's the deal. It's been a while, huh? You haven't heard from me? But remember, I told you I don't make a video unless I've got something to say. I'm not going to just make videos to get views and get, you know, whatever, get views. So here's the deal. Little personal, and then I'll do the FBA. Okay, so on the personal note, I am the kind of guy that, I just can't stop and start like people. Whenever you're doing creative, I find a lot of creatives are this way. Creative people. It takes me about an hour to get into the zone. That's if everything's good and I'm well rested. You know, maybe even a little caffeine. Within an hour, I can like get into the zone where everything's now flowing. I'm feeling, you know, I got the juices are flowing, the creativity's going, and things are just moving. Boom, 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 and things are happening. So I don't like to be interrupted during the day. So basically, whenever my son or sons are home, one just joined the Army, so he's not home, but he was for a month. He was on, whatever. He was on, he just got out of basic training. This brings me up to a whole nother issue. You probably didn't even care about this. They like celebrate basic training graduation now. When I was in the Army, you graduated basic training, you went to your other training, you finished that, you went to your thing. There was no like, if there was a ceremony, it was like a half hour and it was just on post between Army people. There was no get your friends and family. Well, my son graduated from, he's an MP. And so we flew all the way to St. Louis. We flew to St. Louis and went to his graduation, which was, it wasn't even, the Army's not what it used to be. I hate to tell you. If you're in the Army, well, you don't know what it was like if you're in now. Unless, if you're a lifer and you've been in for the last, see, I was in 35 years ago. I'm 55. So, it just seemed more hardcore when I was in it. I don't know. They weren't on time, which is bizarre, because the whole reason I have my time, basically neurosis, some people would call, is because when I was in the Army, if you said 9 o'clock, you better be there at 9 o'clock. You could be a little bit early, but you cannot be late. So we get there, and the ceremony on the first day, because there was 2 different days, the first day was supposed to be, I think, 9 o'clock. And they weren't there at 9 o'clock, and it was like 30 degrees outside, and everybody's waiting outside, all these relatives, and there must have been at least, I don't know, I want to say like 200 to 500 people. I'm not really a good judge of crowd size. 200 to 500, maybe more, I don't know. A lot of people. Filled the whole gymnasium, like packed like sardines next to each other. So, but all those people were outside waiting in the cold, and they were like a half an hour before they even opened the doors. I just thought, man, this is not my Army, because the Army I was in, if they said 9 o'clock, for sure the doors would have been open at 9 o'clock. They would not make people be waiting outside. Whatever. Okay, so that son, because he did so well in the PT, the physical training, he was selected to get what they now call hometown recruiting. So he got to come home. It's basically paid vacation, because he got to come home for 2 weeks and do recruiting. Yeah, he worked. He worked for a couple hours every day recruiting. He went to the local high schools and did recruiting with the recruiters. And then after that, he had 2 weeks of leave, 10 days of leave with the weekends. He had 2 weeks of leave. So he was home for a month. And then at the last week of that, my 14-year-old was off of school for Christmas vacation, for winter vacation, whatever they call it. For 5 weeks, I couldn't do anything significant. Sure, I did stuff, but nothing significant. So that was all that just to say I am so behind. If I could show you a picture of my desk right now, you would say, how were you ever in the Army? Because it looks like a mess. And on top of all that, my garage finally got finished. I don't know if I said that in the last one. So I've got things I'm still working on. Now it's my projects. Like I'm diamond plating, wainscot, the whole bottom floor. Anyway, okay, so that's all the personal info. And now for FBA stuff. I should say in the beginning when to fast forward if you don't want to hear all that stuff. So today, okay, about a month ago, I got a notice from Amazon that said, your product is considered a medical device. They had already told me that when I first put it on there, and they asked for certain documentation, and I gave it to them, and then everything was all good. Well, they did it again, and they said you have 30 days to comply, and so I said you already have everything. I mean, the stuff they're asking me for is like pictures of your product on all sides. They already have that because it's in my listing. Meanwhile, my product's been delisted since I got that letter, which is a month in 2 days. So they delisted it, said I had to comply. So then I gathered all the documentation again, sent it again. They said, no, this time you need a 510K. A 510K is from the FDA. It's a document from the FDA that basically means your specific product has been approved by the FDA. Here's the deal. My product it's approved by the FDA, and that's why there's so many of them out there, but I didn't get it specifically approved because I'm just reselling it from a Chinese manufacturer who does have one. Well, I sent them. I sent them China's thing. They said not good enough. It has to be for you now. So basically, there's no way I'm going to win this one. So I put in a return order to get all my product back. I only had 43 left at Amazon, so I put in a return order to get them back. And then I was reading the fine print, and this is why I'm so hacked off. In the fine print, when you do a return order, hopefully you never have to do one. In the fine print, it says it's Amazon's discretion whether they ship them back to you or destroy them. And either way, you're going to pay the fee, the Amazon FBA fee. Even if they destroy them, you're going to pay for the destruction of them. That's what they say they're doing. They probably sell them with the Amazon, repackage it. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm just hacked because if they destroy them, I'll lose. Well, my product only cost me $2.80 from China. That's including shipping. But what I would lose in revenue, I charge $19.95 for each product. So I would lose $500 approximately for the 43 of them. If they destroy them, I lose $500. That's it. So it's not a huge loss, but it sucks. Especially, here's the part that ticks me off. I was just getting traction. Like, it was just starting to get like 2 and 3 sales a day. You know, like just starting to crank it up. And ticked. And so, and then if they send them back to me, it still cost me $500. But at least I can make that $500 back selling them on my funnel, my sales funnel. I'm not even going to talk about funnels here. If you want to see the funnel stuff, go to my Ecom Adventures channel, because that's where I'm going over funnels and normal e-com stuff. So, and I sold more through the funnels than I sold on Amazon. So it's not a big deal. I'll still be able to sell them. But I'm out of this whole market. When these are gone, I'm done. I'm picking another product and doing something else. So, do I think FBA is a bust? No, FBA works. I am the only person I know of, and I talked to a lot of people on the Ultimate Amazon Seller Course forum. Not recently, but I have. And I'm the only guy I know that has had this problem. And most of the people, honestly, have done really well. I did mediocre at best through Amazon. I actually did better on my own. So will I do another Amazon product? Here's how I'm going to do it. I'm leaving my Amazon professional account because I have nothing on there now. After when they send those back to me or destroy them, I will have no product. And I am not doing another product that way. I'm going to use Amazon for the same way that I was using them towards the end, which I think I already told you, where I just use them as a backup for people who don't trust my funnel, my site. Then they can buy them through Amazon. And as I said before, this also sucks. Even when I was selling them, let's say I was selling five a day on my own funnel. Whenever I was doing that, it was matching it on Amazon. It's like half the people didn't buy it from me; they went to Amazon to buy it. So there was like brand recognition. So that kind of sucks. But so that's the reason why I will put some on whatever my next product is. I will also put it on Amazon because it'll match sales based on my experience. So here's my advice. I'm gonna sneeze. Always sneezing too. And then I see stars. Whoa. Okay, so here's my advice. Don't do a medical product. He says that in the course. Shame on me. I didn't think it was a medical product when I did it. Honestly, I thought it was a Me Too product. Whatever. If in doubt on medical, don't. Unless you want to go. Because I could go to the FDA. I could apply for the 510K. I think it would cost about $15,000 and probably take 2 years. I'm not doing it. That's not what FBA is about. At least not for me, especially on a product I could give a rip about. I have zero passion for it. I only picked it because of the sales numbers. It was ripping sales when I started with other people. And there was no competition, and there was no reviews. It was just nothing. And then it blew up. And then they delisted me when I started to blow up. So whatever. So that's it. So I wanted to give you that update. And so now here's the deal. Oh, let's address this issue. Where's Phil? Like, where's Waldo? I'm getting comments, and people are thinking that Phil is checked out. Well, I think he is kind of checked out right now. So if you're going to buy the course based on the one-to-one mentorship with Phil, I would hold off or go buy another one until you hear from him. Maybe email him periodically if you're willing to wait. But on the other hand, and I've said this in a couple of comments, I only asked him like 3 questions. Everything is in the course. The 3 questions I asked, 2 of those questions had to do with this issue when Amazon was delisting me. And he basically just referred me to seller support. So I didn't have a lot of questions because it was so thorough. I can't say that for the other courses because I don't know. They very well could be that thorough. They're twice as much, except for Tanner Fox. I don't know how thorough his is, and I can't say anything about his. So because his is the same price, I believe. But the deal is. Of all the because I actually was answering a lot of questions on the forum at one point. Okay, a lot. That's an exaggeration. Not a lot of questions. A lot for me, for what I consider for what just a regular bub. And 99.9% of those questions that I saw and answered, they were. I got to the point where I was just saying it's in the course. I didn't answer them anymore. I said it's in the course. You got to read the course. You can't start asking. Look, if you're on like section 2 of his course, you can't start asking questions because the answer is probably in section 4 or section 12 or however. I can't remember how many there are, but you got to read the whole thing. And then, if you didn't find it, ask a question. And there's not many questions because he covers it pretty thorough. He even covered my issue here. Don't do medical advice. And I didn't think it was medical advice. Whatever. So that's my advice is I still think it's a great course. It's still the course I would buy. And that's not because I'm making affiliate sales. No, it's not. I still would buy that course. People are asking me, I saw a comment down there about is Seth Kniep good? I think Seth Kniep is fantastic. I think his course is twice as much. And I don't know how much help you're going to get direct. I just don't know. I can't comment on it. I mean, I would certainly, that's the only other course I would look at. I'm just saying. I would look at it, but I would really want to know how much they really help you. Because, and then I would want to know how good their course is. I don't think they do a course, honestly. I think Seth Kniep is just I think that theirs is, I don't know. I can't comment on it. It's been so long. It's been a year, February since I started this, and I haven't even looked at Seth Kniep anything. So I think he's a great guy, just like I said in the beginning. For my money, I would do Phil's course because I can only speak to that one. That's the one I did, and everything was in it. Everything I've needed to know, except for the things that he couldn't put in there. He couldn't put in there, stuff about 510K. I don't think. I'll be embarrassed if it's in there. It's been a long time since I reviewed the course because it's all, once you get it, you got it. You know what I mean? It's like I could do this over and over again. Anything else is going to be, anything more is going to be just specific stuff. And honestly, I think you got to do. Here's my other advice, and this is from my wife to me when I started, and I'll give it to you because it was good advice. Pick a super cheap product first, because fortunately, the product that I picked was super cheap. Even when I ordered 500 of them, it was super cheap. I wouldn't order 500 again. I would order 100. But it was super cheap. So the loss, I mean, for all I've gone through, because you're going to learn the most through doing it. That's why I learned all the little fine points and all the little things. Like, for example, this. I don't think I've talked about this in another video. This is what I would do with as far as Amazon advertising. And I didn't see this in the course. They talk about advertising. They talk about doing the automatic, letting Amazon find the right keywords that do the best, and the manual. He talks about all that. But I didn't see this in the course, and this is what I learned. When I just did the automatic, you just you can put an amount that you're willing to spend each day, and it's like it's a rough. They may go over, they may go under. It's not like if you say $10, it's going to be $10. It could be 15. So be careful when you're doing that. So when I started, I did the automatic. I didn't do manual until I got some keywords, and then when I finally got the keywords that looked like they were working, I went to a manual. That didn't work as good, so I went back to automatic. I got to the point where I was losing money, and I talked about it. And then when I finally started making money on Amazon, not including my funnel stuff, just Amazon, which, yeah, no, that's true, just Amazon, was when I went to the more high grain, finer details of the automatic. I didn't do manual. I only did automatic. But in addition to just setting a dollar amount, and I only set, I mean, at one point I was doing $50 a day. Don't waste, at least for me. I went, you can get to a place where that would be a good amount. You know, there's no limit. If you're selling, you're selling. You're making money, you're making money. But what I did was I went into the keyword of how much I would spend per, like what my max bid would be for any keyword. And like it was at, for my product, it was at, they'll do it automatically. So if you just go in and put $10, that the maximum you'll spend for a keyword is automatically put in there. And it was like 280 something for me, for my keywords. And so when I went back to do it again the last time, I got this idea. I go, you know, I'm not paying 280. It's not working for me. I can't. That doesn't produce profit. So I put it down to 75 cents, and I started making sales, and they were all profitable. And I bumped it up. I think the highest I ever bumped it up was 85 cents, and that was working. So there's a little advice when you're starting. Do the automatic, but I would just do automatic first for a month, you know, set it for $10 a day or whatever you can afford. Set it for there and then just let it ride for a month and see what you get. And then if it's not working, it's not profitable, go down and ratchet down your max keyword, you know, from whatever it is down to something really affordable for you. And I don't know, for me it worked. It started making a profit. So that's something that's not in the course. But see, though, you are not going to learn that until you do stuff. You got to do it, and then you figure it out on your own. I don't think they could make a course where they could tell you all that. And even if you had a mentor, it's not like you wouldn't have even known the question to ask. So they would never get answered. You just have to do it and figure it out. So that's my advice. I know this has been a long one, a lot of personal stuff in there. So I think this FBA channel is, if you're interested in, I'm still selling products. So if you're interested in product sales, go to my e-com site. And that's where all the new fresh stuff's going to be. Unless, if I have something to say on FBA, I'll post it here. And I would have combined the channels, but guess what? YouTube changed this year. You can't. If you want to combine channels, you literally have to take all the videos you uploaded and re-upload them to a new channel and combine it that way. They don't let you just combine them. Otherwise, I would have. So, apologize for that. So, I look forward to hearing your FBA adventure, and I hope it works out better for you than it did for me. FBA has value. As I said, I'll still be doing it, but it's not my main deal because I don't like how much Amazon can stick it to you. I mean, they can destroy my product and make me pay for it. How do you like that? They can just pull my product whenever they want. And guess when they pulled it? I told you I was getting traction, so I'm getting a bunch of traction. Sales are starting to pop, and then right before Christmas, they pulled it. I mean, in the right when it was like, here we go. It was, you could watch my sales. They're doing this, and then they pulled it. At least they could have waited till after Christmas, you know. So there we go. If you have any questions, post them below. I will answer them, and I am looking forward to hearing your adventure. Adios.